It's on vinyl and vision.
Hello, and thank you for tuning in to the latest episode of Vinyl and Vision. Here we are with episode 56. My very special guests tonight are a couple, Mattie Lea and Chloe Rose from the band Killer Kin from Connecticut. This band is awesome. I've ordered my copy through their record label's website, and I have not received it yet. And according to Bandcamp, it is sold out. I know that there are very, very limited numbers pressed. I think they only have about 300. And considering it's sold out on Bandcamp, I don't know how many the record store has left, you know. So if you are interested in getting one, I would recommend you go there immediately and place an order, and just hopefully it will be there and hopefully you can get one. They may have a couple. I asked them about it. They may have a couple at their upcoming shows, but probably not likely. So do the best you can. I mean, if you're interested in the music, you can always purchase it digitally. It's available through their Bandcamp site, which I will link in our show notes. The 7-inch and they're also their 5-song demo, Bad Bad Mind, is available there, and you can pick that up still digitally. So great guests. Look, I know that it's crazy right now. It's Thanksgiving. It's Thursday. Happy holidays to you, and happy Thanksgiving to you all. I hope you're all having a good one. I hope you're not stressed out and pulling your hair out. I hope you don't burn what you're making. Focus on that. Come back to the show. You know, bookmark it for later. If you want to take time away from your crazy family because they're driving you nuts, that would be great. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Killer Kin is playing a show in Providence on Saturday, the 27th, at the Parlour. So that's why I'm here having the show with them. I want to make sure that you guys know about that show and you get to it, because I will be there and it's going to be a great show. So if you're looking for something to do, you want to blow off that steam that all, you know, from your crazy family stressing you out, perfect time, perfect opportunity. Otherwise, they have some other shows coming up in Connecticut. And so if you're listening from Connecticut, they roll off a few of those shows at the end of the show here. And so grab a pen and paper, write those down, and see them when you can. All right, got to get right to it because we're running out of time. What we ask for you from here in the show is we'd love it if you just please subscribe, comment, share, you know, like, and rate and review, and all of those things. All of those things you do with the internet, please. We do appreciate it. Thank you very much, folks, and enjoy. So how you guys been?
Good. How about you?
Pretty good.
Doing okay. Just kind of had a lazy day. Just kind of been bumming around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, I don't know what Sundays are like for you. It's kind of my day of rest.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Unless we're playing or played the night before.
We're practicing.
We're practicing.
We've been practicing on Sunday nights, which kind of sucks, but
Yeah?
do it
How often do you practice?
once a week. If
Oh,
we
okay.
can. Yeah.
Right.
With COVID and the schedules and this and that, everybody gets jammed up.
New
man.
band members, it's hard.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering about that. Like, what's the lineup looking like right now? It's always a 5-piece, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, who's in the band now?
So we have our friend Brady on lead guitar, and we have our friend Marco on bass now, and the drummer has been the same.
That's Jason on drums.
Jason, sorry.
Sweet Chloe on the rhythm, and then there's me on the microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you guys are the backbone of the band, right? So, Chloe, you write all the music?
Yeah.
And Matt, you write all the words?
Yeah, pretty much. Unless I run them by her. But
Yeah. For approval.
we started that here in our bedroom. So
Really? And it was, what, 2018, I think, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm horrible with dates, even though that's like a milestone, like we started the band. But yeah, 2018.
Right. I actually caught that first video. There's a video of you guys in your first show. Was it Cafe 9?
Yeah.
How was that for you?
That was really weird. It wasn't bad. I don't really think it was good either. But
I had a great time. We got to open for Tab Falco. So
yeah, that was actually really cool for our first show.
Yeah. Pretty.
Yeah,
But now, what is your history in music like? Have you guys played in other bands before?
I haven't. This is my first band. But Matt has another band that he was in before.
Yeah, I've been a singer in a couple bands with like, a bunch of the same people, like Brady, who's in our band now. I've I grew up with him, so him and I would be working in other bands together and
Hmm.
playing around in his bedroom in high school, you know.
Oh yeah. So what was the last band you were part of?
The last band I was a part of was called Haunch. Still kicking around, but not as much. Killerkin's really my main hustle nowadays, and it's awesome getting to work with Chloe
Yeah.
because like yeah, we met a few years ago. Well, not even a few now. Let's say like 7 years ago
7 years ago, yeah.
And then, we were friends for a while. We connected over the New York Dolls and rock and roll, Black Flag, Motorhead, all of that.
Yeah.
And then we were friends, ended up dating and starting a band together because, she collects all this ephemera, so do I. And
Yeah, I just wanted to start a band. I didn't even know how to play guitar. Taught myself.
You taught yourself as of when?
Like 3 years ago, I want to say 2 or 3 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's impressive. I mean, it's pretty cool to just kickstart into a band like immediately and start writing some like really great rock and roll music. I mean,
I definitely didn't think that it would like, I don't even know. Like it did take off pretty, not that we're like big or anything. I don't mean it like that, but like I didn't think we'd be like playing shows and like booking all this stuff, and I don't know. I had no idea what would happen with it, I guess.
right.
he's voracious, man.
Yeah. It's actually pretty cool because, I mean, that's kind of the basis of most punk rock bands, really. I mean, if you think about it, I mean, Sex Pistols, Clash, I mean, none of those guys knew how to play, really. I mean, Paul Simonon, I mean, they just gave him a bass being like, you should be the bass player. You're the tallest person. Here, figure it out.
And it's kind of intimidating, too, because everybody else that we've played with is way more experienced. So, of course, I'm pretty tough, but I'm like, this is a little, like, you feel like you're not in your own territory, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, you're going to carve your path, though. You're figuring it out, obviously.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yes.
Cool. So, no, this is a little difficult for me. I'm not used to speaking to multiple people at the same time. Kind of throws me off a little bit. But I'd love to kind of get to know you guys a little bit better, kind of like learn about your history. So you guys are from Connecticut currently.
Yep.
Grew up in Connecticut too, like your whole lives, or what?
I was born in New Haven. I grew up in Hamden, Connecticut.
Okay.
I was born in New Britain, Connecticut, if you're familiar with that.
Not really. No. Where is that?
Dead center. So she's like southern Connecticut, where we are now, and I was from central Connecticut. But it's such a small state, and being from where you're from, dude, small states, New England.
Oh yeah. Well, you're in a really big state, just like it just feels kind of small, I guess, right?
Yeah.
I mean, like I actually just went through Connecticut recently. I went through Mystic. And,
that's pretty far. It's nice though.
Yeah, it's not too far from like New London, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not too far. Yeah. But I thought it was weird. I mean, like I feel like I've been there before, obviously, like on field trips and stuff, but we went to like the Mystic Village thing.
Yeah.
Is Connecticut overrun by like hippies or what? Like, what's the vibe?
It all depends.
There's a lot
where
of
you
different
are.
vibes. Yeah, I feel like New Haven has got a lot going on. But other parts, I don't really even know. I feel like I don't know anything besides like the New Haven area.
Yeah.
That's where the most is going on.
Yeah.
What about New London? Because I mean, wasn't the LNG in New London?
Yeah, New London had like a nascent punk rock scene for like years. And then, the LNG, aka the G, whatever you want to call it, closed. But, you get some big acts coming through there, whether it's like a crust punk band or maybe like Social D or,
Yeah.
Death, like whoever. I'm talking about Death, the band from Detroit, the documentary, all that.
Right.
Probably the other Death too. Who knows?
It could be, yeah. So I'm gonna talk more about Connecticut a little bit later on as we kind of go on, because there's more things I kind of want to know about. But so growing up in Connecticut, I mean, you guys are fairly young, right?
Yeah.
20s.
20s, okay. So, Chloe, you went to college, right?
I went for like a year and a half.
Okay, I couldn't find anything about you, Matt. You were a big mystery to me.
I'm off the grid.
Yeah, man.
I went to school too, and I worked maintenance and all of that. Yeah, I went to school in New Haven.
Okay.
Went to Southern
And
Connecticut State.
Me too.
yeah.
For a year and a half.
Yeah, we met through mutual friends there, and then we started working downtown together in New Haven.
Mhm.
Oh, awesome. So let's see. Growing up, like what was it like in your house growing up, like as far as music was concerned? Like, what were your parents listening to music?
Yeah, definitely. My parents were really into like the Stones, all kinds of stuff like that. It definitely had a big influence on me for sure. Yeah. I have an uncle who loves like heavy metal, so I think there was a lot of different influences for me.
All kind of like a rock and roll realm ish.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
All right. What about you, Matt?
Well, and for me, I wouldn't say my parents are totally musical, but they would always play music. My father was more into like sports and things like that. But like my mom turned me onto the Stones and turned me against the Beatles from a young age. She's got her opinions, but I like a little bit of the Beatles. But my dad, he turned me onto the Doors when I was younger too. So I got into the Doors, the Stones. My first favorite band was AC/DC, and then through skateboarding and what we were part of like that LimeWire generation. I'm not sure if you were too. How old are you, James?
I'm 41.
You don't look it, man.
Thank you.
Age is a number. So I'm 27. So
Yeah.
but yeah, skateboarding. I got like really into punk rock, and you go on LimeWire, you type things in. I was really into Black Flag, the Dolls, everything under the rock and roll umbrella, even hip hop too, because that's part of it.
Sure. Yeah.
But
So how old were you when you were kind of like experiencing this music, you think?
I feel like as young as 12 and 13, I learned about the Ramones and I loved Guns N' Roses. But then by the end of high school, definitely I was more than like surface level into like a lot of different music, like really researching stuff that I liked.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess, yeah, for a long time.
Yeah. How about you, Matt?
10, 11, that's really when it started, taking place, because I was getting like, I dabbled in skateboarding as a kid, but then it really took at that age. And before then, you have other interests, comic books, pro wrestling,
Yeah.
you hear music here or there, cool stuff, like I heard Motorhead and things like that,
Yeah.
or other thing, generic rock and roll, whatever was on the radio. And then the Tony Hawk games, man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right.
That really changed my life, because I heard AC/DC, and then you start hearing Black Flag, NWA. I mean, it goes on, and the Misfits, whatever,
Right.
Even
And
the
so,
only
I'm sorry. So what was like going out to shows for you as kids? Like when was your first show?
I used to go to shows at this place called The Space in Hampton, like all ages shows. They were fun, I guess. My first concert was the White Stripes, like actual concert.
Oh yeah. What what were they promoting at that time? What album were they touring on?
Whatever was it, I think it was around 2006 or 7. I don't remember what they were promoting at the time. But
Were they
yeah.
playing a small place, or was it like?
It was a smaller place. I think it was the Oakdale in Wallingford, Connecticut.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wonder.
Well,
I
it's
remember.
not a big place.
Yeah, that's cool though. White Stripes is a good show, especially a small gig like that. Like, I mean, like they were pretty intense. From what I heard back then.
Yeah, my uncle, another one of my uncles, really liked them. So yeah, yeah, that's a good first show, I guess.
It's a really cool first show. My first show was kind of lame.
Yeah.
Not
What
totally.
way?
My friend was a huge Slipknot fan, and for his birthday, he got tickets, so he took me to go see Slipknot. That was the
Oh, yeah?
first show I ever went to. Yeah. And then besides that, I mean, Central Connecticut, all these kids are into like metal and things like that. So I'd get dragged along to those. I'd have fun though. Everybody liked Black Sabbath,
Right.
stuff like that. But this was like 2009, so you have this insane, I don't know what you describe it as. Like I'd call it like Hot Topic music at the time.
Right.
I was into other stuff, but I was always down. I had fun.
Yeah, I can see that. I mean, I'm not a big Slipknot fan either, but as a kid, just kind of like getting
Just to
to be,
go.
yeah, to be able to get that aggression out, just kind of headbang along with everybody else,
Yeah.
Definitely. I mean, I was thinking recently too, like you see bands all the time that are, you play shows or you go out to whatever, some local club, something to do. And you see bands all the time that's not the style of music you're into, but like really what enthralls me is like, I don't know, it makes me want to dance when I see somebody who's like really into their craft and really digging that. You know, I'm like, God, this guy is really into just like playing 54-46 and he's like 13 verses in, but I'm glad he's happy. This is right on. I want to dance. Like, this is cool, you know?
Yeah.
So it's fun going out to anything, really.
Yeah, me personally, I thrive off everyone else's energy. I mean, like if the room is dead, I'm probably going to be pretty dead too. But if everything's happening and everything's like just shaking with excitement, then it's just like, yeah, then I'll do it too. So
Yeah.
I don't know, I'm kind of a follower in that regard.
Hey, it's infectious.
I was just about to
Exactly. Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. Exactly.
You know, I try to be the guy, you know, who's up there dancing when no one's dancing or doing whatever and bringing people up, you know?
Right.
say. You do that when you perform too, I feel.
Oh, definitely.
Of
It's definitely
course.
like the ringleader of energy. I mean, we all have energy in our own way, but definitely when you're up there and you're doing what you're doing, it's hard not to move.
Everybody wants to dance, man, and I feel like really awkward, like I'm being judged when I'm up there, you know, even like solo, not on the stage performing, just up there dancing. They're probably like, look at this.
Oh yeah,
moron.
like watching other bands.
Like,
Right.
whatever, man. Everybody wants to dance. Don't try to cool guy me, man. Not you, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I hear you. No, I feel the same way. You know, I really do. I mean, like, there's been like weird moments in my life where I've just like something just snapped and you just kind of completely didn't even notice. You let go, and you're like, holy shit, I never thought I would ever do this. You know, just like losing your shit, having like I fucking tore my shirt off and like was like spraying a bottle of beer like all over a room, like while this band was playing. Like we were all having a great time. I was with my family, it was my brothers who are awesome, and we were just it was one of those weird like cathartic moments where I was just like, yeah, the music just fucking tore right through you.
Over.
Yeah, and you just controlled you. I was just like, wow, I just gave into it.
Yeah, it's the best.
Yeah.
I
A few
feel like-
moments, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about your choice. You chose the New York Dolls self-titled album, their debut album. Ooh,
Yeah.
there it is. Nice copy.
This is Chloe's copy.
Yeah, and do you think that's an original, or where'd you get it from?
Yeah, I think it is an original. Where did I get it from?
Yeah.
I don't remember. Somewhere in Connecticut, I think. We
Might
have
have
some
got it
good
off the
record
road at
stores here.
Replay.
I don't think this was at Replay.
And when did you pick that up?
I honestly do not remember when I got this.
Long time ago?
No, not too long ago.
Oh, okay.
Because every now and then you see a copy of this pop up.
I didn't have a copy of this before. This was like maybe last year, 2 years ago. I don't really remember.
Huh.
But it's
I
in
was
pretty
having-
good shape.
Yeah, I wonder. So most recent, like there are some reissues. No, that's Japan.
I
Yeah,
know
the only other like old reissue is from like 2008.
Yeah.
So yeah, you must have something from 73. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Awesome.
73. Yeah, and sometimes I see like, you know, like the double copy, double release, whatever, with Too Much Too Soon or something.
Oh, okay.
Like that. I think that's what I have somewhere around here.
Oh, cool.
You want to slide this back in?
Yeah, it's a little.
I'm a
Well,
little
that's
too-
great. So I was reading up on your band, and you guys kind of claim I guess the name, the Killer Kin name, comes from this connection to Arthur Kane, right?
Yeah.
Oh God, yes.
So what are you the unofficial spawn of Arthur Kane?
The Descendants.
We are the Descendants.
One of the first songs I really wanted to cover, just like maybe pre-Killer Kane. I'm like, I just want to like play this song on guitar. Was "Long Haired Woman" by the Killer Kane Band. Do you know about?
Oh, we brought that up for you too.
Oh, cool. No, I don't. I knew about it. I heard about it, but I have never heard it.
Yeah, so it's Blackie Lawless from Wasp was in this
Right.
band. But yeah, it's one of the. We actually do cover it. We did, not anymore, but yeah,
It'll resurface.
it'll resurface one day.
Sure. Yeah. Why not?
But yeah, that's where we got our name from, Killer Kane.
Arthur Killer Kane.
So
I mean-
why him? Like, why did you focus on him specifically?
Well, we were playing around with ideas for names for so long, and we're obviously huge Dolls fans. And and we were really into. Have you ever heard of the London Cowboys?
No.
Steve Dior. He was affiliated with Johnny Thunders and stuff.
Okay.
But the London Cowboys, I think on one of their records they put like Sons of the Dolls, and they were like kicking around in the 80s, you know. And I was like, oh, Chloe, like, what are we gonna name this band? What about like, you know, London Cowboys were for like Cowboy Ken, something like
no,
that.
that sucks.
And then Brendan, who was in our band before, he was just like, oh, Killer Ken, like, you know, as a joke, and we're like, oh, that's it.
And then it stuck. Yeah,
That's it, baby.
there really
Yeah.
is no like crazy reason why. I think we had just seen that Killer Kane documentary too. What the hell is it called?
New York Doll?
New York Doll. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it just kind of happened.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there was just no major connection to him specifically. It was just kind of like time and place, circumstance.
Time and place.
Time and
We're
place.
definitely playing this a lot.
We love Arthur.
There's some bangers on here. They only have 3 songs, but you know,
All of them are bangers.
I'm not a big Wasp fan. She is, and she's turned me on to some cool stuff from Wasp. But he kills it on here, man. Long-haired woman, Mr. Cool. That's a good one.
He loves Mr. Cool. I love long-haired woman.
All right. I'll have to listen to it myself. I was kind of interested doing the research because I found out about that, and I just didn't have the time to, like, you know, delve into that as well. I kind of wanted to designate all my time to you guys, Killer Kin and New York Dolls.
Yeah,
So-
and actually, oh, sorry to cut you off.
Oh, no, that's okay. Go ahead.
Someone played us on like their radio station, and I think they had read like, oh, the descendants of Arthur Killer Kane, and he got like pissed. He was like, well, I don't know if it's right to ride the coattails of a famous person you're connected to. And I'm like, this isn't even like real, you fucking idiot. But it was just so funny. He like actually got like offended and thought we were like using it to get some type of like, I don't
Come
know.
on, we all have influences from this or that.
He thought we
Right.
really were like
Oh, I know.
Right.
related in some way.
I think he was some English cat.
Yeah,
You know?
it was really funny.
Oh, weird. Some people don't know how to take a joke, man.
They're way too serious. I mean, rock and roll's rock and roll. Music's music. Let's have fun.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of which, let's get into the record. Why not, right?
Sure.
So I want to get in this record. What was it? It was released in '73 on
Yep.
Mercury Records. First track is Personality Crisis. Let's go. Let's give it a listen. I hate to stop it on you, but have to continue on.
No worries. That's a long one, too.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I used to, when I first started this show, I actually just used to have people come here and just put the record on and just play it like straight through and just kind of talk over it. I think this works a little better.
Yeah,
We
Yeah.
can actually talk and not get interrupted by them screaming and hooting and hollering.
definitely. And again, thank you for having us on if I haven't said that already.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, it's a pleasure to get to know you guys and to have this time. You know, I mean, I love getting to know bands now, and I heard about you through a mutual friend, and then I saw that you guys actually were featured on No Dogs in Space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I don't know if I made that connection until more recently. Like, as I know, I listened to that show, and so I know I heard it. But only recently I discovered a friend who knows you somehow. I'm not sure if they're personal friends of yours or if they just know your band.
Who is it?
Electra?
Oh yeah.
You're a friend of hers?
We met her when we did the heavy leather topless
That's right.
dance show. They were working
That's
on
in
it.
Boston.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
Boston.
Okay.
It's like a public access.
It
like,
was.
wild
I don't know if
rock
they
and
still
roll
do it, but it's like a public access show
burlesque. Yeah.
with like burlesque dancing and like you play and you get interviewed and it's kind of like it was really fun. I don't know if they still do it, but
Oh.
yeah, that's where we met Electra.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never heard of that show. I don't know what that is. That's crazy.
You got to check it out. but
Yeah,
they-
I think they have an Instagram up still. I don't know if it's still going on, but it was really cool.
On YouTube too, you could watch the entire shows and things like that.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of great bands who come through there, you know, and just play on the show, or just whether they're local Boston bands or bands on tour. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
the Boys and Boys were from Chicago and they were on there, and that's excellent. Like I was like, that's cool. They got to be on there, man.
Yeah, that sounds fun. I gotta check it out. So let's get right into this. So I don't see. I make connections obviously between the music and then like what we're going to talk about. So I don't see either of you as having a personality crisis per se. As a matter of fact, you both seem to be the real deal rock and rollers. But is there a clash between onstage persona and everyday life for you?
No.
You know, it was strange. Like
Oh,
knowing
maybe.
we had this interview today, I busted out, the old CD of this. So, you got to have a CD every now and then in the car.
He loves a good CD.
I do. Especially it's exciting. It's like having vinyl too.
Yeah,
I'm not
it's car
lying.
jams.
But I was thinking about personality crisis, and I was like, man, like I think I got a lot going on up there too. This entire song, so maybe I do have. Like I was thinking about it today, juxtaposing myself to this song. I'm like, nah, I'm pretty like, I don't know. I'm a Gemini. I'm not really into that kind of stuff. But I was like, yeah, I think there's two sides to me. I think maybe I do have a
But
personality.
it's all like the same. I don't know.
I change on into the wolf man and howl at the moon. I think
Yeah.
I do it some nights. I do. There's a mercurialness to writing and making things and life in general. I think we all got it. We all have a personality crisis.
Right.
At some point.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree with that. I mean, I think we certainly have like kind of personalities, and things that kind of that we can kind of switch on and off at times.
Yeah.
But like with the idea that your band is so like kind of over the top and like kind of raucous and like raw when you perform, then like kind of, sliding into the everyday aspects of like, daily life, work, family, just hanging out. There's a difference.
Yeah.
There's a pretty big difference there, I would think, right?
Oh,
It depends. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess it depends.
yeah.
I mean, obviously, when you're performing, your energy is different, and I feel like Matt, especially, he's got a really intense on stage. That's just how he is. I mean, it's not even like you're acting for the stage. That just comes out of you naturally. But then off stage, you're more reserved, and you're
Yeah, I get like, that's a release for me up on stage, and you got the eyes on you, and you have all this pent up aggression and rage in you, and you got to have release and get wild and roll around because
yeah.
you can't always do that. So maybe there is like a little personality crisis there.
Yeah.
Not in the sense, I don't know. You could also interpret it like, people don't really know who they are and they're just swinging from scene to scene.
Yeah.
I know who I am. So does Chloe.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's
Yeah.
exactly the
If you
point.
look
I
at it
think.
that way, yeah, no, that's definitely not. Even
mean,
like with stage clothes, people are like, "Oh, you dress like that normally." Like,
Yeah.
like
Right.
I don't know. It's just what we do, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing. Actually, I didn't find anything in any of the research that I did about the New York Dolls and like their kind of like everyday. I mean, obviously, like it seems to me that they were just partying 24/7. I mean, that's the persona they give off, I feel. And like, I don't know if like in that era, like in the 70s, like when they were still around, like would you ever see them not in drag or not in like, this like crazy attire,
I feel like they had really great style, obviously on stage and off stage. Like, I actually I should get it. I have that Bob Gruen New York Dolls book that came out, the pink. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't. He was the photographer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There is a lot of gems in there.
And especially Sylvain, who obviously had Truth and Soul, I think, is the clothing thing, but he was into fashion, and they just had great style.
Right.
Open up to a random page, but
Yeah.
this is a must-have for any true Dolls fan.
Yeah, Bob was like with them like always. Did he go on tour with them and stuff? Like
I believe
a-
so, yeah. He was always around.
photo documentarian type thing?
Yeah. And then he was with the Sex Pistols too.
Oh, okay.
Um,
He probably made a connection there, like through Malcolm McLaren or something, because Malcolm, managed the Dolls briefly, like near the end of their career.
Oh yeah. There's like, I think when they were talking about wearing the red patent leather and and flying the communist flag.
Right.
The old people on here were like David Johansen. There's some quote from him or someone described it. He's like, "You think we should throw up the red flag?" And I can just imagine him with a cigarette. Let's
This
fly
looks
the red
like
flag.
them on like an off day, and they still look so. Can you see this?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, they
There's
still like
Ellen and
just dressed wild, like women's clothes, blouses.
yeah.
Crazy.
But
Yeah, I mean they lived it. You know, it was like they were wild.
yeah,
Yeah.
now we only have David left.
I know, isn't it sad?
It is sad.
You know, and I was pointing out to Chloe before, you know, it's kind of strange when you look at this, because you know the history. You know, you have Jerry and Johnny. You know, they're hanging out doing the junk. You know, these three are really focused on stuff, but you know, Arthur here, he's got a drink in his hand, and you know that really was just detrimental to his health.
Yeah, yeah. No, it proved to be very true that was what he did. I mean, he was a heavy drinker.
Oh yeah, but you got like the heart and soul right here in the middle. These three, for the most part, you know, everybody's huge, but it's interesting because these two are the straight ones. You know, Arthur wanted to do something, but he was a mess, and these two had the monkeys on their backs, as you'd call it. You know, as Sylvain described it.
Right. So, all right. Well, we should probably move on to the next song.
Let's
do
do it.
Looking for a Kiss. That's when it was just starting to pick up.
Hey, it's all good. Great one.
Absolutely. Certainly one of my favorites. Seems to me that the kiss, quote unquote, that Johansson is looking for could be a metaphor. So, granted, it could be very literal considering the way these guys, you know, plundered. But I think ultimately the kiss is an answer to lethargy or mediocrity. How do you feel about that?
I definitely concur. What do you say?
Yeah. I could see that.
Yeah, I mean, like I was looking through the lyrics kind of closely on this one. I don't know how much you've done that yourself. Probably not much because I'm assuming because most people I speak to, they don't analyze lyrics. They just, you know, listen to music, and that's kind of.
It depends. Like if I hear something that really stands out that I'm like, what does this mean? Like, I don't think I ever thought into it too much with this song specifically, though.
Yeah.
There are other tracks on this record that I've done that with, but we'll get to that later.
Of course.
But no, I never thought about that with looking for a kiss. But now that you say that, you make a fantastic point.
Yeah,
so
I
I'm
could
going
totally see
to.
it.
I love listening to things with fresh ears and a totally different perspective.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah,
it's like-
yeah, definitely do it because you know a lot of the themes in this record okay. So first of all, David Johansen, the way he writes is like really crazy. Like he's he almost seems like manic at times because like it seems like he gets these thoughts down so quickly that they kind of sometimes blur into each other, and like you'll have like kind of perspectives of like these different characters speaking at the same time type thing.
Which he's so like quick-witted too, like, and very smart. I don't know. It makes sense. Like just as a person, if you listen to him talk, you know.
I have, and it's like captivating.
Yes.
I could just sit there and listen to him for hours.
Yeah.
So considering the kiss takes on this metaphor of like, you know, kind of just, you know, being lethargic or something. So what are you looking for when you need a fix?
I'm looking for a release. I'm looking for a high, a
Excitement.
good time, excitement, danger, some fun danger that is.
Yeah.
Definitely, yeah. Something to feel something. Anything.
Right. Okay. And so how often would you find it? Like how often do you find these thrills you're looking for?
I feel like anytime we play, honestly, like I actually used to like not enjoy playing that much. Like it was, I feel like now that I've found my way more, I mean, you're like I said, you're more experienced. You've been in other bands, and I kind of was like not liking it that much. Like I love writing, and like I always wanted to be able to write music, but now I actually like look forward to it, and I do get that like excitement, sort of like high, I guess.
Right. Do you think like considering this is your first band, obviously the first performances you guys had, these are your first shows. So did you kind of see it as like stressful? Like you kind of felt like a little intimidated, a little nervous?
Oh, of course.
Tense?
And I'm not like that normally, so it was definitely really weird to kind of feel that way. And I didn't even have like my own guitar. Like I recently bought my first guitar. Like I had to like borrow stuff. I never really felt comfortable up until I guess recently. Sorry if you hear a cat meowing.
That's right.
So yeah, definitely nerve wracking and just awkward.
Right.
But in a good way. You know what I mean? It wasn't terrible, but
Yeah.
I'm sure anybody that's playing their first shows isn't like, that was fucking amazing. Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think so. Matt, how about you? What was your first show like? Do you remember?
Oh yeah. You know, her and I actually have a similar quote. We both have like steel trap memories, so you could just a lot of the times you can remember this stuff. I remember my first show was like 2014, so I haven't been doing this that long, but singing, long enough. And my voice had gone out before that, and I was super nervous, and they wouldn't let me touch the microphone. But hey, I went for it. We sang some originals. I sang some Misfits and Black Flag songs. So that was awesome to finally get to be able to do that.
Mm-hmm. And how did it feel afterwards? Like, how did it feel the next day?
I was like, I did that, you know? I was like, you know, can I swear on here? We're doing it anyway.
Yeah, of course you can.
You know, fuck you, Dad. Like, fuck you, Mom. Like, I didn't, you know, my brother's the opposite of me. So I was like, right on. Like, I'm doing something I've always wanted to do. Maybe no one, I don't understand all of you. You don't understand all of me, but I'm going to be this wild, you know, miasma collection, you know, maelstrom, any of that stuff, energy just coming at you. So it felt good. I felt like I finally accomplished something, you know, when I did that.
Yeah.
I finally made my point. See,
That's
I
great.
did it.
Yeah, yeah. See, I think I kind of connect with what you were saying, Chloe. My first show was when I was 15. And I played bass. So I played my first show out in a club, and my band was with my brothers. I had 3 brothers. It was a weird, you know, punk rock thing, kind of like early Chili Peppers type stuff.
Yeah.
Right on.
And I remember being so nervous and so tense that I would remember like being on stage and just like fucking like playing my bass as hard as I could, and like being like literally like tensing up, like you're kind of like constricted the entire time, like you're like holding a pose, you know. And so like the next morning I woke up and like had to go to school because I was in high school, and just being like so sore, just hurting everywhere. It's just like, this fucking sucks.
Yeah. I felt good right after. I was like, oh my God, you know, I did it. Wow. But during, I definitely was like unsure. I don't know.
Right.
Did you guys feel good after you guys played that first
Yeah,
time?
that's what I just said. I felt good after. I was like,
I think I felt good. I think I was probably drunk. I used to drink a lot. Even when I was 15, I was just like, my oldest brother was 21, so he would just buy beers for us. I was just like, yeah, give me beers.
Yeah.
you're right.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
I definitely had a drink before, but I also was like, I don't want to be too drunk for my first performance.
Right.
I'll forget everything.
Gotta make sure you can get through it.
That's for sure.
Yeah. But you know what? Sometimes you channel that energy, you know? That's
Now I know how to do that.
Exactly, yeah. With the experience, you kind of like...
It's experience, and
oh yeah. But by the second or third show, I'm sure you guys had it down. I mean, that's how I didn't have it down, but I was like, all right, like, I'm going to throw my spaz energy this way.
yeah.
Right. Yeah, yeah. I mean, I admire that, because I've always thought that that's what everyone just did. I thought that people in bands, that was just that's what you needed to do. That's who you had to be, you know? Like, if you didn't have that, you couldn't be a band person. You couldn't be in a band.
Yeah.
But, you know, then I came to realize, a bunch of weird, awkward people make music still, and they still kind of like, you know, push through it in one way or another and still perform, you know?
Right.
And it's just more of a learning curve. It's more like, what do I need to do to make myself comfortable and still feel like I'm able to connect with an audience, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild. It just takes all kinds, I guess. But I love your energy. I love your energy, Matt. I really do. I think it's great.
Thank you. I mean, that's all because of her, you know. But I'm people think I'm extroverted. I'm introverted, but I digress, you know. I'm nervous, you know, so you just go for it, man. And eventually you get comfortable with that nervousness, but it's always there.
Yeah.
Right.
I think we all know that, though, just being in bands or just performing.
Right. Yeah, man. Yeah, you know, you learn yourself. You just figure out what you're comfortable with, you know?
Yeah.
Right, of course.
All right, well, let's move on to the next song. Let's Move on to Vietnamese Baby.
Ooh, all right.
Cool.
I love that riff.
That is a good song. I mean, yeah, the riffs in it in general are, it's a totally like exciting and like well written song. Lyrical content is a little of a drag.
Yeah.
So what I found out was that according to journalist Steve Taylor, Vietnamese Baby deals with the impact of the Vietnam War at the time on everyday activities for people whose fun is undermined by thoughts of collective guilt. Heavy
Stuff.
Yeah, but what I wanted to focus on about this song is kind of a little bit of the recording aspect of it, and like kind of how they, not how they made the music, but kind of just like the way it sounds, like in some of the kind of like production tricks they used in it, like that snare roll in particular, and how they, I'm even sure exactly what they did, but it's this weird texture to it. You know, it's got some kind of like weird synth thing that they did to it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm assuming that was, in thanks to Todd Rundgren's production.
That would make sense, yep.
From what I read, it didn't seem like they were not totally thrilled about Todd Rundgren. I mean, like, they were excited at first because he seemed like a cool guy, and obviously he was knowledgeable and successful. But in the studio itself, it came to a different story because Todd's kind of like he's one of those, like, people that just control freak. So he kind of, like, didn't make them feel welcome, was kind of, like, talked down a little bit. But ultimately, they said he was able to capture their sound, and, like, he made the record sound like what they were like at the time. Right. Which was ultimately the goal. So thinking about your new record that you have out, the single, Sonic Love, Narrow Mind, you recorded it with this guy, Sam Carlson, at
Correct.
Sans Serif.
Yeah.
How was that experience for you?
That was good. Sam is great, and it was a really good experience, I think, overall. I feel like when we did the mixing, I wouldn't say that I produced it, but I definitely was kind of directing a lot of the mixing the way I wanted it to sound.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Sam did like an amazing job, in my opinion. I love the way he mixed it.
I think it sounds great.
Thank you.
I don't have the vinyl copy yet. You guys are sold out of it on Bandcamp. But I went to your record label's website, Pigbaby, and they had it there, I guess.
Yeah.
He held on to some copies, I guess.
We had to send him back some copies. I think he wanted a few. I'm pretty sure it almost sold out. I had a few extra here that I gave back. So
Okay.
there is still some in the Pigbaby store. I think I have one or two here, maybe. I could send you one if you're interested.
No. I already ordered it from Pigbaby.
Oh, you ordered it? Yeah, you ordered it.
Thank you so much.
No, of course. It was my pleasure. I mean, I wanted to do it anyway. When I saw it sold out on Bandcamp, I was like, fuck, I wonder if I can still get one. Which actually leads me to wonder, when you guys are going to be playing, are you going to have any merch? Are you going to have any records for sale?
Maybe one or two records if I could dig them up, and then we have some t-shirts and
We
stuff.
have a handful, but yeah, right now we just have, we got just pins, t-shirts, and then also just with merchandise in general with COVID, there's the shortage on everything.
Right.
So there's turnaround time for records is insane. And then on top of it, t-shirts, pins,
everything.
hats, like
It's all fucked up.
it's insane.
We do have an I Hate New Haven pin, though. So we have plenty of those.
We're big on the badges.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So people might not be able to pick up your music at your shows. Now you said that there are, delays and stuff in manufacturing. Are you going to be repressing any of these records, like your first demo or this one?
That's a possibility. It's up in the air.
We only have one record, the single. I don't think we're going to be repressing that.
And you don't think you'll release the first release either, like the 5-song EP?
Maybe eventually. At the moment, it's not in the cards, and I know people do want to put that out, but we're going to finish up the record we're working on and go from there,
Oh, that's right. You're working on a full length, right?
Working on a full length. It's supposed to come out next year, fingers crossed, because like I just said, everything's insane
Everything,
right now.
yeah, it's a little backed up.
Yeah, you had plans to release it on vinyl?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, shit. Well, I wish you the best with that. I mean, really, it sucks that it's just timing wise, like that you just can't get those things made right now. It's fucking crazy.
It is.
I know, it breaks my heart, but we're finishing it up. Excuse me, with sans serif,
Yep.
Yeah. Oh,
One of
cool.
Yeah.
the one and only. And I just wanted to add too, he's one of the easiest people to work with because he just understands what you're going for. He is well read and well versed, and he is talented.
So even, yeah, like he just, and I'm super picky and I don't always know how to like articulate certain sounds that I'm looking for. Like like I said, I suck at using a computer. I don't know shit about mixing, but I'm like, make it sound like this. And he's like, oh, all right. And just like does some shit and it sounds really good.
Yeah,
So he's just nice and just easy to work with. Yeah. It's hard to find.
he's able to translate our swear words and grunts into musical parlance. And
Yeah.
just like,
Say no more.
say no more, fam.
Nice.
That's
That's cool. All right, well, let's move on. Let's move on to Lonely Planet Boy.
all right.
I just wanted to make sure I got one of those whoa, whoa, yeahs in there.
Oh yeah.
So first thing that comes to mind is that this is the only acoustic song on the album. And I think of their entire catalog, if I'm not mistaken.
I think you're right.
I'm not sure if they have any other acoustic songs.
Yeah, no, I think that's the only acoustic one on there.
All right, well, how do you feel about acoustic music?
There's a place for it. I dig some acoustic stuff. you
Yeah.
know? When it's done right, it's when it's rocking and it's got heart and soul in it. You know.
Some Johnny Thunders.
Sure. Oh, definitely.
Typically, yeah. It's hit or miss. It depends. It just
Depends on the artist, maybe.
artist.
Yeah, and you got to be in the mood for it too. I mean, I love folk music too, and Dylan and things like that. And
Right.
there's a litany of people.
Sure.
But as far as the New York Dolls being acoustic, oh yeah, that's awesome. I'm good with that.
Mm-hmm.
I
So
think that-
could you see yourself writing anything along these lines?
yeah,
Me? No.
maybe not her, but me. Yeah. I mean, if we were to do it, she could definitely do it.
We
She could do
switch. You
anything.
could take the guitar. Yeah, I could try. I don't know. I never really tried, so I guess I shouldn't say no, but
Yeah.
not what I gravitate towards. I don't even own, well, I don't think I own an acoustic guitar. Yeah, no.
You could just borrow one.
Just borrow.
I have one. You can borrow mine. I've tried to get her to borrow. She said, no, fuck
He
no.
wanted me to write songs on it, and I'm like, it just feels weird. Like, I don't even think I could, I don't know.
She's got her method.
I do have like a
understand.
very rigid method. That's not even a method. It's just like what I'm used to doing, I guess.
Yeah.
Madness.
Is it something particular? I mean, can you explain this to me? I mean,
I don't know. Needs to be electric guitar for sure. My guitar. And I need to be in a certain mood. And I feel like other people that write songs do this too, where like you come up with something in your head and you hum it into your phone. I don't know if you've ever done that, but
I usually just noodle. I'll record the noodling and just play that back.
I'll be like working or just like not near my guitar at all. And if I think of something, I have to
Sure.
record it, like hum it into my phone and then like try to play it out. I just need to be in the right mindset on my own
Sure.
guitar that I'm used to,
I almost want to give you my acoustic guitar.
just to try.
No, I kind of want to give it to you, but it's really like pulling at my heart to do that.
I would-
So the thing I was thinking about was that, have you ever heard that theory that any good song can be played acoustically?
Yeah.
Yes, I have heard that.
So, I mean, technically, you shouldn't be afraid of an acoustic song. I mean, like, because if you're writing good music,
Translate.
I mean, the songs might not, well, yeah, they should be able to translate. Yeah, technically. So maybe you should run through your catalog and play them all acoustically and see how you feel about it.
Maybe we should play an acoustic set.
I
You
think
can
you would
still
nail
go
it.
full force.
I think
I'm
you
not-
would know it if you played acoustically.
I'm not suggesting that you have to play a show with an acoustic set. I'm just saying, like, for yourself, go ahead and like run through the set and see,
I'll do some homework. I'll try it out.
It'd be a good exercise. Why not?
It's a different animal, really, when you're playing an acoustic guitar compared to an electric. It feels different.
It feels larger. It's kind of annoying to me. It's just thick.
You need the right guitar, and that's why I have one I think that you should have. Fuck.
What is it?
It's an old Stella Harmony. I just got it recently, and it's an old guitar. It's probably from like the 70s.
Why are you trying to get rid of it?
I'm not trying to get rid of it. I'm trying to keep it. It actually just broke recently, and I just fixed it. Like for some odd reason, like so it's old. I got it at a like an estate sale, and it was just sitting there, and nobody was looking at it. I was just like, "What the fuck? Nobody wants this? Okay." And I got it for like almost nothing.
Oh wow!
What?
Yeah, it was just a lucky find. You know, these people didn't know what it was. They were just like, "Yeah, sure, take it, whatever." I was like, "Okay." And so I was playing it at home. I restrung it, and so I restrung it with new, metal strings. And one day, it was just sitting there on the stand, and the fucking bridge just popped right off.
I'm sorry.
It literally, no, it's not. It's okay. It popped off, and it snapped the bridge clean in half.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I started to look around, to get it fixed, and I finally got it sent to. I decided to send it to Guitar Center because they gave me the best quote. I wasn't expecting the best work, but I was just like, they're going to do it for like $100, whatever. That's fine.
Yeah.
So considering I didn't get it for much, I was just like, I can put $100 into this guitar to make sure it works again. And I talked to the guy. He's just like, yeah, it's all set, ready to pick up. I'm like, okay, cool. I go to pick it up, and this other, like, it's not busy, but these guys that are there, like, none of them know what the fuck is happening. Guitar Center sucks, especially the one here next to me. And so there's this like big, bulky, lethargic looking dude. He's just like, yeah, what do you need? I'm just like, I'm here to pick up my guitar. And he's just like, okay. He's like, did he call you until he was ready? He was like, yeah, he did. He's like, okay, let me go find it. He gets it, brings it back out, and he's just like, yeah, here you go. I'm like, okay, what do I owe you for it? And he's just like, nothing, I guess. I'm like, what are you talking about?
What does that mean?
Exactly. It was just like,
I'm not really
he's
sure.
like, well, there's no tag on the case, so I don't know what to charge you for it. I'm like, okay. So he's just like, so you can take it. I'm
You
like,
just walk away.
Sure.
okay. And I'm never going back in there.
What?
Thank you, sir.
All right, see you.
Yeah. I'm just like, okay, I guess that's in my favor. Fine. So,
That's amazing.
yeah, I mean, those things don't usually happen, but that's why I feel kind of like that I need to kind of pass it on.
Yeah, maybe I'll have some good luck too.
Maybe. Yeah.
My dad played guitar, but he always had acoustic, and I don't know if my mom kept them, but yeah, I just never really gave it a try.
Yeah.
I will. I'm going to.
I think it might be what it is. Like the size, like you said, like, acoustics are usually big. This is
Yeah.
a smaller guitar. It's like, it's kind of it's not like a smaller scale or anything. It's just the body is just a little tighter.
Yeah.
Like I also have this like mini Taylor, which my wife got for me, which is beautiful and it sounds great, but it's kind of like for a specific thing, So this is like right in the middle of there between like the older big acoustic I have and then this little Taylor, like little baby Taylor I have. It's the sweet spot,
Right.
right in between.
Perfect.
Exactly. I think that's kind of what you need.
I'm gonna try it. Send it over. I'm not
Okay.
joking.
All right. I'll have to bring it to your show on, what is it, Friday night, your show? When is your Saturday night, 27th, is it?
Yes,
Saturday night
at
in
the
Providence.
Parlour in Providence.
Oh, it's the Parlour. Oh,
Yes.
okay, cool. I was thinking a different place. All right, let's move on to Frankenstein. It's a great song, you're right.
Oh, yeah.
This is your favorite?
I'd say it's a tie between Frankenstein and Jet Boy.
Okay.
Frankenstein.
You've always said though that Frankenstein was underrated.
It's
for
an
the
underrated
record.
banger, man. It's a sleeper.
It's not my favorite, but I like it.
I've read that that it was a crowd favorite, that it kind of it went over well with the audience, when they played it. So, diving a little deeper into it, I think I have a two-parter question for you for this song. So, I read that this song is supposed to represent a personification of the city of New York and its ethos. So author Frank Cogan wrote this song represented the whole funky New Yorkiness of New York, the ostentation and the terror and the dreams and the dreams and the fear. So with this being said, how do you feel about your hometown?
That's
Ooh.
interesting.
How
I
do
mean,
I
it's not
feel
shit compared to New York City, but
my hometown, man. It's definitely not this big Frankenstein melting pot, but
I guess where I'm from is kind of.
I feel like a monster in my hometown in that sense. So a totally different thing here, but
Yeah.
you feel
Do you-
like a Frankenstein.
Right. You kind of feel like you stick out, like, because that's what I was thinking, like, when I was telling you earlier about, kind of me traveling through Connecticut, it just seems like this austere, suburban, tranquil place, and it's like, so being punk rockers, it seems like you would stick out in a place like that. Or maybe I'm incorrect. Maybe, there are, like you were saying, there's pockets of like punk rock activity in the state, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't feel like we stick out in any way, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. We kind of just do our own thing.
Yeah, I feel like I used to stick out all the time. I mean, I don't hang out in my hometown that much anymore unless I'm chilling with old friends or my family. But I can remember a connection to the New York Dolls when I first got into them, maybe like junior, senior year of high school. And I don't know, I was in some music class with my friend, and the teacher was talking about punk rock, and he brought up the Dolls, and I only heard like Jet Boy and stuff then, but I knew it was rocking. But anyway, he's like, yeah. He was a Southern guy. And he's like, yeah, like punk sucked, and you had grown men dressed as women, and like the New York Dolls. But he was like, he was saying them positively, but he was like grown men dressed as women. And back then you have this connotation for like homosexuality in like high school and stuff, and everybody kind of like looks down on you. And my friends like laughing at me, and I'm like, dude, you just don't get it, man. You just don't get it. Rock and roll, punk rock, like, I don't know. He's come around to it, but that took like 10, 15 years, but
Right.
People like looked at you strange like that. And it's like, yeah, man, I own that. I remember owning that then. I'm like, you just don't get it, man. You got to grow up and accept things. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
Do what you want, dress how you want. If you want to wear a dress or lipstick and you're not hurting anybody, do it, man. You want to do this or that, do whatever the fuck you want. Just don't hurt anybody or yourself.
There you go. Perfect.
I love the New York
Words
Dolls.
to live by.
Mm-hmm.
If I want to wear a dress or dress like a woman, fuck yeah.
Go for it. You look real good doing it, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so second question was, I'll resort to David Johansen himself for the second question. Do you think you could make it with Frankenstein?
I mean, am I Frankenstein? Can you make it with me?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we collectively could. We together could, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about you?
Sure, I'm always open for anything, I can handle it. My wife might be a little upset with me though.
I mean, what if you were Frankenstein in this case then?
Well, if I were Frankenstein, what's I'm making it with myself? Is that?
Would she be down? I mean, there's.
Oh, would she be down? Well, of course she would say yes. She feels obligated to say yes.
Yeah.
As I get older, as I grow whiter and lose more hair and shit, she's just like, "Oh, I'll love you, whatever," and however you look, it's like, okay, yeah, bet you will.
I think, yeah, I think.
So collectively, yeah.
I think we all here, in the Zoom call could make it with Frankenstein. I think we're all pretty accepting people and willing to try something. Get
Sure.
to know them a little bit.
Yeah.
Right. It's not all looks; it's personality too, right?
That's right.
Absolutely.
There's
He could be a totally charming dude. Just got to get to know him.
exactly.
All right. So we're already on side 2. Trash is the second, the lead track on the second side. So let's do that one. Trash.
Clash.
It's a great opening track for the second side.
Always gets stuck in my head.
Definitely
Very
catchy song. So I had a hard time with this song just because lyrically there's a lot of things you can kind of pull out of it if you really wanted to. So let's see. From what I found, it was according to author-writer Phil Strongman. The song's soaring finale suggests that all these problems, chemical, emotional, environmental, must just be overcome by the sheer power of love and lust, young rock and roll romance, or by the passion of young people. So is punk a young man or woman's game?
Very
At the
deep.
same time,
I know.
I'd say no. It's anybody's game. Punk, rock and roll.
Yeah, it's anybody's game, I guess.
How do you
Rock
guys
and
feel like as you get older? I mean, you know, you're not old now, but I mean, looking into the future, the crystal ball, you become older people, you become, you know, around my age, 41-ish. You're still be punks, playing punk rock music, you think?
Yeah, I guess. I mean, I don't see myself. I still feel like I'm 19, so I feel like when I'm 40 or 41 or 42, I'm still gonna feel the same, you know,
Mm-hmm.
same spirits. I don't consider myself a punk anyway. I don't know what I am.
You're a rocker. You're a
Yeah.
roller.
Exactly.
Okay.
But it's not a young person's game.
Hmm.
Could be anybody, any age.
Yeah, definitely. I don't ever see any of us slowing down. I mean, you just gotta keep moving, keep learning, keep listening to whatever you want to listen to. You know, everybody always goes back to their roots eventually. Everybody gets turned on to new things.
Well, I guess it depends too if it's your lifestyle or not. If you're a lifer, I think some people
That's true.
maybe they will just grow out of it, and then were you ever really into it? You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's what kind of like your older age kind of separates the men from the boys in a sense.
Definitely. I think
Like the Rolling Stones never gave up. They're still fucking going at it. They're like 80 years
Charlie's
old.
dead. They're still going. They're like, fuck this. We're not stopping.
They're gonna stop when they drop. That's it.
that's one of our favorite bands of all time too.
Stones.
Yeah. Are you gonna see them anytime soon, or have you seen them?
We saw them twice, and we actually snuck into the pit. But that's a story for either now or another time. But
We went from having the worst seats you could possibly get to sneaking to the pit where there's pretty sure only really rich people. I mean, those tickets are probably thousands of dollars, and people are texting and just some guy was swiping through Tinder, just the Stones are right in front of him. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
it's Mick.
Wow. Right.
But yeah, we knew
That's
a guy.
horrible. That's cool. Well, that's awesome that you got to do that. I'm sorry that all those other rich cunts brought you down.
I was just confused. I'm like, these things are probably so much. What are you doing?
You know, it's funny. I mean, I'm not a big what's his name, Billy Joel fan, but I did read something about him recently saying that he kind of will pull people out of the audience from all of the nosebleed sections and just bring them down. He'll reserve seats for people that he'll pull out during the show, and have them bumped up to the pit, because he's just those are the people that really love me, that really want to see me and actually care that they're here.
That's amazing.
The Stones would never do that. But
Oh,
One
maybe you
can
would,
hope.
dude.
you think?
Well,
I think they would have done it by
You
now.
know Mick's looking for the money, but he's got a heart somewhere in there.
I don't know.
it's how much does money matter now? He's so close to the grave. What the fuck?
He might do it for the gram or the TikTok or whatever's kicking around now. Come on, Mick.
All right, let's move on to the next song, Bad Girl. Ugh, that's such a good song.
Favorite song.
Yeah? Okay.
I think if I were to pick one song, well, like we said, Jet Boy, but this song for me definitely was a big inspiration to want to play and write songs that are I don't know, it's just
Mhm.
rock. It's good.
I mean, it's a great rocking song. Now, because you said that, would you say that the song Bad Girl, did it have something to do with you being a girl that you think that it has that impression on you?
I think I don't know what it was. I love the attitude. I just love attitude. Not so much that I'm the bad girl, but it's I just love anything with attitude.
Yeah.
I just identify with that. I don't know.
There's certainly a lot of swagger in this song.
Yeah.
So actually, I consider this song, it's one of my favorites as well, actually, but I also consider it to be one of the closest to the Killer Kins repertoire. Yeah, I mean, you know, the tempo, the kind of dueling guitars, the bad theme, you know, because your relation to your Bad Bad Mind song on your first EP.
Yep.
So, what is it? What is it to be bad in a punk rock sense?
Were you talking like Bad Bad Mind bad?
Yeah, like what is the Bad Bad Mind? And like, you know, because I you know, associate it to the same connotation as bad girl in this song.
Yeah. I think thinking what you want and not having to feel like bad about it. I think with Bad Bad Minds, we were just like, well, Matt, when he's writing the lyrics, you're kind of fed up with just people, places, the clickiness of where we're from, people acting like they're too good. And we would always vocalize that. Like if something is, we don't like it, we're just like, you know, fuck this, or that's stupid, you know? I think being bad, I guess, is just, you can say those things and it's okay, you know? You can not like something or someone or whatever, and it's, you know, that's it. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's how I feel about it.
No, it's, you know, it could be like a dissatisfaction with things. Or yeah, just being able, like you said, being able to say what you want to say. Definitely. Chloe and I, believe it or not, we're pretty nice people. But, you know, a lot of people,
I believe it.
I don't know what it is. They play their happy indie rock music, and we're all down for that too, man. You're into that, like, right on. There's some bangers out there, but
you could do what you want. It's
you
just,
know, but like, you know, you guys come at us with this attitude, and it's like, dude, I just want to be your friend, and you come at me like this, man. Like, we could all get along, so, and then that kind of jades you.
or toxic positivity, as someone said that once. I think that's amazing.
That
but people just, I don't know, being too positive about things that are not even good, you know, if that makes sense, or
being
idolizing
fake.
certain people. Yeah, kind of this fake, like, just bullshit. I don't know. That's stupid.
Right. It's like the whole Instagram thing. You know, it's just like you only post the photos of the good happy shit in your life, when God knows what else you could really be going through. I mean, like, people only want to like focus on the positive in their lives.
Yeah, exactly. I think, yeah, it could just mean so many different things. And I guess I always identify with the song in particular. I love it.
Yeah, I do too. It's just a badass song.
Hell yeah.
All right, let's move on to the next song, Subway Train. I feel bad that I have to cut these songs like as they start to get really good.
It's okay. But yeah.
For the listeners too, I mean, like, you know, they could be listening along and be like, oh, this is when the good part's coming, and then he shuts it off.
Stop talking. Yeah.
What an asshole. So this song, Subway Train, the song opens with the lyrics, I can't ever understand why my life been cursed, poisoned, condemned.
And I was saying while it was playing, that line always reminded me of Matt. I love that line. I just think it's just something that he would write.
Oh.
Having like shitty luck with some, I don't know.
It happens
It's
to
a
all of
common
us,
theme
man.
in actually both of our lives. We've had some, I don't know,
Bad shit happen?
Yeah, a tough few years.
Things just happen, man. Like, they don't come in threes, they don't come in fours. They don't come in Morrison and the Doors, dude. They come at you and they hit you hard sometimes, you know, and you just roll with it and you accept it because, I don't know, we always have each other. We keep each other alive.
Sane.
I mean, fuck, you keep us alive, James. We're all friends here, you know. We all got each other's backs. We ain't gonna quit. So,
yeah. I hope not. I don't think I will.
Hell no.
I think I'm here for the long haul. I think so.
You're
I hope
man.
so.
We got your back if you ever need. We don't even know you, but we got you, dog.
Cool, man. That's very sweet of you. Thank you. I can clearly see that you guys are nice people.
You didn't sound too sure. No, I'm kidding.
We're not. We're mean.
So, so you know, based on those lyrics that I shared with you, looking back at their career now, that sentiment proved to be more true than David Johansen probably had ever hoped or imagined. Are you both feeling currently very blessed, or could you see yourselves going down a dark path?
I'd say like lately, like, and I'm not even going to be like, oh, because of COVID, but just in general, you know, this time in your life too, you know, I mean, maybe in everybody's life, maybe it is because of COVID, maybe I'm just a moron, but all that aside, there's extreme highs, and then some days there's extreme lows. And so you kind of get like, you know, you really just get thrown into the belly of the beast sometimes, you know, and you're either going to fight your way out or be digested. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I agree with the extreme highs and extreme lows.
and so that definitely fucks with you, you know?
Okay. Yeah. But you think that that's kind of COVID related? I mean, like, I think it's true. I think we all are kind of experiencing that. But I mean, I know that I'm kind of personally someone that I don't say I suffer from depression, but I definitely have my moments where, you know, get depressed and everything seems pretty bleak.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, yeah, like I've been saying that the last year too, and then it's occasionally because I hear that war song too, Slipping into Darkness. But dude, you slip into darkness sometimes, man. It just creeps up on you.
Yeah.
It's very easy to, that can happen.
And I got good friends I stay in contact with, and then you slip into, and he's like, I haven't heard from you in a while. This isn't even like you. You know, it just happens, and it's so strange, and you know, you feel mercurial a lot, you know.
Right. So you wouldn't say that you feel like blessed at the moment, like currently, like things are okay?
I think I wouldn't say blessed. Well, I guess, you know, I've lost a few family members over the past, like my father, right before Killerkin started, my father passed away.
Sorry.
Yeah, so there was a lot of tough, you know, points, I guess, in the past few years. So I guess in some ways I'm like, yeah, I'm blessed to still be here. And, you know, life is so unpredictable.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know, it's kind of changing day by day. Some days I'm like, I don't feel that way, I guess, you know, depending on the mood. Like you're saying, some days I'm like, oh my God, like everything's could be worse, you know, but then other days I'm like, I don't know.
And it's hard to accept it sometimes, and it's hard to cope because it's just like, I mean, it takes a while to go through those 5 stages of grieving, whether it's like, you know, you losing a bunch of money on something. I haven't lost a bunch of money on something, not yet, but you know, this or that, you know, death.
Some days you feel on top of the world and you're like, yeah, I'm blessed. I don't know. We're in a band. What, you know, we're here. People are fucking, there's people have worse problems.
I'm thankful we're doing this in the first place. Like, and I'm thankful we're on stage and doing this and even talking to you. So that and Pigbaby and Jeff and all the homies, like, thank God for that. But, you know, there are definitely days where you feel like you know, you're on the rack, you're in the ditch, and you're dirt, man. You know,
could go down that path easily.
Sometimes even in the fall, man, you know, with New England, especially in Rhode Island, it's beautiful weather, and then the next day it's freezing. You're like, what the fuck happened?
Oh yeah. Yeah, I feel like that.
You know, you lose that sunny disposition real quick, you know?
Yeah. I never focus too much on the positive, just because I'm always waiting for the other, like for the ugly thing to turn its head, you know?
Yeah, I do that too.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what it is. Never really thought
or
of
like
it too
when
hard.
things are going really well, I'm like, all right, what's going to happen now? Like when is this going to end? And it's just going to be horrible.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you just have to take things day by. When I think like that, I start like thinking like, all right, it's day by day though, because what's the point in thinking about it?
True.
Now, but I do obviously naturally. I just get scared. I'm like, oh, this person's going to die or this is going to happen. But
right.
Day by day, it's scary.
Yeah, it's all inexorable, you know, and it's something just as human beings. Another Dolls song, not on this record, but a banger.
Another one of my faves.
That's a great one too. But back to the point here. It's just, I talked about this recently with, you know, a good friend of mine. It's just something we'll never be able to truly accept because we don't know what's on the other side. Like we talked about before, we can't prove or disprove anything, but we know these things are going to happen invariably, you know? So you can't accept it, but what you can do is like, you know, like Chloe was saying, and I'm sure everybody listening and you take it day by day and, you know, you do your best to just appreciate what you have. Like that's what we learn over time.
Yeah, which is hard. You get caught up in the moment. You don't really.
Dude, because like it makes everybody cry. Like if you're tough or this or that, like, dude, that breaks my heart. And like as human beings, we all know that.
Yeah.
People could say they accept death or this or that or tragedy, dude, but I don't think anybody totally does.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think it's impossible.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, we'll leave that at that. We'll move on to the next song, which is Pills.
Lil Bo Diddley?
Yeah. Nice.
Oh yeah,
That's a great song.
definitely.
I didn't realize it was a cover. You came right out with it.
Yeah, I'm big into Bo Diddley, but I did not know that at first either.
Okay.
But and then, yeah, I think actually on the live record he says that because that's how I figured that out years back. But
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
we discovered that at the same time.
Zimati, like David Johansen, he puts on that French accent, like from Paris with Love, and he's Zimati Bo Diddley. Flip. He's awesome, man.
Yeah, this is the only cover song. I think it's way better than the original. I mean, in my opinion, certainly got more grit to it.
Yeah. Gotta
So-
have grit.
Yeah. Kind of the epitome of sex, drugs, and rock and roll as far as like this version is concerned. So it's cliche to ask about drug use, so I'll go in the opposite direction, and I'll ask something that could almost be more controversial. Pharmaceutical or natural as far as healthcare or treatments is concerned?
Both, I guess. I mean, I'll try anything if it's
I like a hybrid. Of
yeah,
it
like
all.
a hybrid. That's a
You
good
know,
way of
I mean,
putting it.
that's kind of where I stand at.
Like if you're sick, the first thing you reach for is the Tylenol, or
Yeah, oh yeah.
do you go for like a natural remedy of some sort?
Both. Like I'll do like the natural remedy after if I'm still feeling like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't feel like that's like the main. That could never be the main method for me.
Okay.
It all depends on, like, if it's a cold, I definitely don't want a cold. So I will probably, like, in the past, yeah, I used to like slam NyQuil. Nowadays, no. But you know, other things, yeah, like I've had my appendix out and things like that. And I've obviously seen people struggle with things, and I'm glad there's like checks and balances in place because people do need those things to heal up. And I've seen people who definitely need pharmaceutical things, and they go natural, and it's almost as if they jam themselves up on purpose. And that's fine if they want to go that way. Like I still support them, but you know, this could also help. There's benefits to both. You know what I'm saying? And I've had friends who have parents who are like homeopathic doctors and things like that.
Oh yeah.
I've always been curious about it. I don't know too much about it, but you know, it's effective.
You're a very healthy guy, Matt.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, my hair's all over the place.
I mean, you certainly look it. I mean, you're certainly like physically fit. Like, how do you maintain your fit?
I try to watch what I eat.
Stay away from like junk foods for the most part.
Yeah, hydrated. I exercise, and you know, I haven't drank in a while. I'll drink again, but
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Taking a break.
taking a break. I like to stay focused. There's no real reason. I was sitting with my friend a couple years back, and he's like, "You want to take a month off?" Sure. And like that night, of course, you know, I woke up like hungover at like 4 a.m. I was like, all right, I'll take a break for a while. Because we all know what that's like when you get the vodka screwdriver hangover at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. I do miss drinking vodka. But
So how long has it been?
geez, since like what? 2000, let's think 18, 19.
Probably 18.
So since you like started the band, basically, you've been sober, you've been dry.
19. I was sober for a while, and then you know I never really liked getting stoned, and then like recently, you know, I've enjoyed that a little bit, but small amounts, you know.
Sure. That's all I need. Just need a couple puffs and I'm good.
You know, yeah. I mean, it's been fun because I've gone up to the dispensary to get, you know, we had to drive up to, now it's legal in CT, but you know, you'd have to go up to Massachusetts.
Right.
And I drive to like Leicester because I dropped my grandmother off that way with my other, you know, part of my family. And I was like, oh, I'm just going to hit the dispensary, get my mom something. And then, oh, look, there's a bitchin' record store up the road. All right. You know, like,
Nice.
so that's been fun. But yeah, that's how I keep in shape on staying mentally sharp too.
Yeah. All right. So listen, the next song is Private World, and I understand that Jet Boy is the favorite, and I understand you like it, but I would like to skip it
That's fine.
if that's okay with you.
That's fine.
Because actually, I think that with this song, Private World, I'll be able to kind of like wrap this up in a much better way than with Jet Boy. Jet Boy would be very difficult. So here's the last song that we're going to cover, Private World. All right, that's Private World.
It's a great one too. All great ones on this one.
They're all great. Yeah, that's right. So for this song, based on the title of this song, you are both public people, being in a band that you obviously want the world to know about, right? So at some point, if you are able to cross over into fame, would you have a problem with the lack of a private world?
Definitely.
I'd say so. I think we all need our space, you know.
Hmm.
Definitely. Because I like meeting people. Like I really do. I love talking to new people and meeting people, especially when we play. And I love being on stage. Like I really do. But I'm also like super private with like my personal life and stuff. So I would have a problem with it for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't feel like you got too revealing tonight? Because, I feel like these conversations tend to be a little in-depth, and I tend to actually personally ask a lot of personal questions too, which I'm curbing a lot these days. So.
Oh, we don't mind.
No, if this feels good. It wasn't anything too great.
There's strength and vulnerability, you know.
Sure. I mean, I expose a lot about myself on this show, and I feel like that's kind of what these things are all about these days, really. I mean, we have a subject to talk about, we have music to talk about, and that we can share. But also the kind of the whole human experience thing in general is completely intriguing, and the way that this music, or any music for that matter, affects us is also kind of intriguing. Because we base our lives so much on music. I mean, like, all these things that happen in your life. I mean, maybe you associate, maybe you don't, but there's certain songs in your life that, will pop up and you'll hear and be like, brings you back to a certain time in your life, right?
Definitely.
Oh yeah, all the time. I mean, this whole record reminds me of Chloe. That's one of the first things we connected on when we met. So.
Yeah. Bad Girl song. It all goes back.
Oh yeah? Actually, I forgot to even ask you guys about that, like how you came to know this record.
When did I first? I think I heard
in high school. I don't know how though. I remember it's funny because my mom, she's super private, but I remember I always used to get her to try to tell me about like music she liked, and she said that one of her girlfriends actually used to like date David Johansen or something like way back in the day, or it was like a groupie, I guess. But that was one of my introductions to the Dolls.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And the music though, like the record, like how did you hear it, do you think?
Oh, online somehow.
Oh, right.
Searching, yeah, just through the computer.
Okay.
Yeah.
How about you, Matt?
I'd say the same, just like online. I remember I'd be on YouTube.
Always, yeah, YouTubing stuff.
In like high school, that was like, cause like, you know what, like there wasn't much. I didn't know about like a lot of record stores and stuff. We didn't have like the best internet connection at my house and things like that when I was in high school. But like what I could find, you'd see the suggested videos on YouTube, or just like whatever thing you could find, I'd dissect it. So that's how I got into it.
It's weird that was kind of our way of finding certain music, was like the internet sort of. We have one record store where I am, and I started buying records probably when I was like a senior in high school, but there wasn't a big like glam or punk section to get. That was mostly like classic rock, and I heard shit like that.
Right.
Yeah. Or you go to the mall, there's the FYE, and then also big point for me was like the skate videos.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Stuff like that. And you had all the Baker guys, just like Jim Greco was into like Johnny Thunders and the New York Dolls, and so that had a big influence on me. But also, yeah,
Really, the internet, just like even too, when I would listen to, this is so random, but like even like I loved Guns N' Roses, like when I was like super young, I still do. But they would wear a lot of band t-shirts in their interviews, and I would look up those bands, and then I would learn about, you know, like just seeing other bands wear t-shirts of other bands. A lot of the rock and roll guys love punk.
Oh
Duff
yeah.
McKagan obviously was a punk rocker, so.
Oh yeah.
I remember Henry Rollins emailed me back in high school and was like, I'm into this, you know, we were in the Stooges and MC5, and then, you know, you'd see like, you know, the Stooges pop up on YouTube. I'm like, oh, it's that Iggy Pop guy. I saw him on MTV. Or you'd see weird videos of him.
Yeah.
And then
I learned about the Stooges through like Bam's Unholy Union.
Yeah.
Like that. Do you remember that TV show, Bam Margera's like wedding?
Not that, I didn't go that far, but I remember him like from the whole Jackass thing.
Yeah. Exactly. I do remember watching that, but he had Iggy perform at his wedding. And I'm like,
the Jackass guys had good taste.
The
Yeah.
Jackass,
Oh, for
that's
sure.
that's how I got into the
It's like
Misfits.
skate
was from
videos, man.
Jackass.
Big Brother magazine.
Yeah.
Just the opening title alone was the Minutemen.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hybrid Moments was in Jackass at the end, I think, or in one of the clips. I don't know.
Yeah. And they turned me on to like Turbo Negro, and then, you know, Turbo Negro, there's all these Easter eggs in their music. So before you know it, you're into everything in between. AC/DC, The Dictators, Ozzy, Kiss, Radio Birdman, just like obscure shit. But
to bring it back in, definitely learned about the Dolls from, you know, my parents, and then just like looking shit up, I found the record, and
I heard Jeff Boy too, which we will not be hearing. But everybody listening, banger. But we don't need to hear it.
No, yeah, no, I'm sorry. I was just gonna skip it. It was usually I'll skip at least one or two over the chorus, but we actually banged through the rest of it. We did every song, so
yeah, we did.
So aside from the show in Providence is coming up on the 27th, correct? Mm-hmm. What else have you guys got going on?
Got a show in New Haven coming up. What's that? December 6th, or is that 7th at Cafe 9?
I forget.
Cafe 9 in New Haven, Connecticut. I believe that is December 6th. But if I'm wrong.
And then we have January 7th.
And that's at Scottish Dave's here in Connecticut. Clinton, Connecticut. That's an awesome bar to go to. Scottish Dave is an old punk rocker.
Okay. He's a Scotsman? For real?
Yeah, and you can, dude, there's Scottish cuisine there. You can get yourself, he'll give you some of the best Scottish bourbon you've ever had. So if you want to come out,
okay,
please do.
I don't want any haggis. I've had haggis before.
But
that stuff's rank, man. I don't know.
I don't know.
We're both vegetarian.
Yeah.
Oh, are you? Okay. Well, good. You don't have to subject yourself to that because it's not good. It's not right.
The name itself is just wrong. For me, at least. I don't like that name.
Yeah. It's weird stuff, man.
Cold
So
food
strange.
for both ears.
Mm-hmm. So Scottish Dave's and
Scottish Dave's.
nothing else for now. Nothing else. No live shows other than that for now.
We're stacking things up.
January 22nd, last one at 33 Golden in New London.
Cool.
Playing with a Motorhead and Plasmatics cover band, apparently. So I'm excited.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
We're definitely stoked for that.
I think that's all we got.
December
Cool.
7th, we'll be in New Haven.
December 7th.
Sorry, guys. But
Why do we keep thinking it's the 6th?
because we're working on this record, we're going a little nuts. We want to get it done, and then we'll just start booking again. Because that's what we're doing. And then we had some lineup changes. Because we had a bunch of stuff lined up, and as well as like, you know, the Delta variant came in and fucked everything up. And,
All right.
you know, it's like cats in our band are vaccinated and caught it. And it's just like, whoa,
Yeah.
you know?
That sucks.
Yeah. So it's like, but we're getting back to it. I see it happen to everybody. You know,
Oh,
we
yeah.
see like our friends all over the world, and I'm sure you have seen, you know, your friends' bands, they book a bunch of stuff and then it gets canceled, then it starts up again.
Yeah, it's all.
And then you're like, I want to play too. And then you're stoked for them, and then it gets canceled, and you're like bummed for them. Vice versa.
Yeah, it's been a bummer, man. I mean, I think it seems, at least for me right now, it seems like things are pretty much back to normal.
Yeah.
It seems like things are almost 100%. You know, I mean, like,
Oh, like I feel like some days I think that, and then other days I get scared to even I know I feel like people think it's cool to like not care when they go out. Like, I don't give a fuck about COVID, but I don't want to get it. I get paranoid.
I
Right.
don't want to catch a cold.
I don't want to catch a fucking cold. I don't want COVID. I don't like when people get close to me. I don't like that. So
Right.
some days I'm like, this is not normal because I'm still freaked out.
COVID or no COVID, I'm always washing my hands. But hey,
Yeah.
I'm coming for you, and I'm gonna claw up your back and roll around on your floor. But I will be washing these hands after. That's for damn sure.
The show doesn't stop. We don't.
The show doesn't stop. We'll be taking some Zycam, and yeah, I'll have a couple cigarettes or something. But
Yeah.
oh man,
Cool. All right. Well, I mean, hey, I got to say that it's been such a pleasure speaking with you guys.
Same.
thank you
Thank
again.
you for having us.
Absolutely. I mean, it's just been so cool. I mean, getting to dig into the New York Dolls and just fucking exploring their catalog a little bit and just kind of getting to know them a little bit better too, because
Yeah.
I've been a fan. I've loved this record for a long time now. It's just it's always nice to kind of like speak with it about somebody that also kind of like really loves it and obviously is very knowledgeable about it. So
Yeah, I loved getting into those lyrics like that too. That was really cool.
yeah, we'll give it another spin now. Give it another spin and see what you think about it.
I was feeling it just listening to this again. I was playing it all day, so I'm like, we got to do another one.
All right. I'm
We,
gonna put
we
it
were
on
out
now.
earlier, so I had the CD in just on loop. Here we go.
I know. It was on like a loop. I'm like, what the fuck?
You know,
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. So I guess I'll see you guys on Saturday. I
Yes.
will definitely do my
Excited to
best to
meet.
be there.
don't
Hey,
need you.
I was going to ask you something, like kind of off the record. I just wanted to know. So you guys got the song on the No Dogs in Space podcast.
Yeah,
Did that help you guys out? Did it kinda, like boost you up a little bit?
definitely. I think
Yeah.
I gave our first EP some plays.
Yeah, it
Um,
did. I think it definitely did.
We were on our way, but yeah, that definitely helped. So thank you to Marcus and Carolina. The show fucking rules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did they contact you? Did they tell you they were going to use it?
You know, I hit them up, you know, because in this world, anybody listening, all you have to do is ask and just be nice to people. And I truly dig that show, and I wrote in, and then they threw us on the episode with Alan Arkush, and then that was just like a dream for me. Like, I was so excited.
Yeah, they totally did not have to do that. Like that
Dude.
was. I was like, oh my god.
I'm fucking
wow.
excited to be on here in the first place. You know,
Grateful for
Sure.
anybody that gives a shit about.
everybody
what we're
out there,
doing.
you can be the bottom feeder at the top of the food chain, and bottom feeder does not mean a bad thing, but people put you down, and
Right.
like it's so great to be on something.
Yeah.
So just ask.
Well,
Put it down.
again, it's been a pleasure. I'll let you go now so we can get back to our real lives.
Awesome. Great to meet you. Hopefully, we'll see you at the show.
I plan to be there. I will do my best to be there.
Bring that acoustic guitar. I can't promise at all. Maybe I'll use it then.
No,
Hey,
don't. Well, it's not even acoustic electric, so you'd have to like mic it or something. It wouldn't be good, but yeah, just get the feel for it. It'll be great.
All right.
Well,
Great
thank
to
you
meet
again,
you.
James.
Thank you.
Seriously.
Absolutely, it's been my pleasure.